Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn the topic that is haloalkane and halogens, that is basically from organic chemistry, and this is our lecture number 2. Now see, the halogen derivative of alkane and arenes, that is basically deals with organic chemistry. So there are very important reactions that are SN2 reactions, that means nucleophilic substitution reactions. So here I just give the example of SN2 reaction, how they are actually occurs. See here, the backside attack of nucleophile and the leaving spaces will be leave. Next one, see the ball and stick model. In this ball and stick model, this is the nucleophile. When nucleophile attacks from the backside, leaving spaces will be leave. And these are the example of SN2 reaction. After we look the bonding in halogens. See how the bond is formed in halogens. This is the animated form, or these are the animated structure. For the understanding purpose, I just show these examples. See this is the example of halogens bonding in halogens. Now see our positive thought, that is believe yourself. Believe in yourself, that is very important, and be confident. If you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. So this is the very important thought. Before we are going to start our topic, just look the just revise the what we looked in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we looked nomenclature of haloalkanes and halogens, and we looked the after nomenclature there are the environmental aspects. How the CFCS is important, which is used as a refrigerant in day-to-day life, but it is also harmful in nature. So we look their environmental aspects and their uses in the previous lecture. Now see our today's objectives of lessons. What we look, first of all, we look the nature of CX bond in haloalkane and halogens. So this is very important. When we look the or when we are going to study haloalkane and halogens, there is a CX bond. That means carbon and halogen bond is involved. So this is very important. So अगर हमें आगे जाना है, उनके प्रॉपर्टीज वगैरह देखना है, उनके रिएक्शंस देखना है, तो पहले हमें उनका नेचर देखना इम्पोर्टेंट है. इन दैट नेचर वी आर गोइंग टू लुक, हम वहां पे देखने वाले उनके पैरामीटर्स, बॉन्ड एंथैल्पी और देयर electronegativity. There are 2 or 3 things we are going to look in this point. After we look the methods of preparation of alkyl halide, that are haloalkanes, means हम haloalkanes के जो methods of preparation है कैसे prepare करते हैं वो देखने वाले हैं. And after we look the methods of preparation of haloarenes, that are also called as aryl halides. So in this way we are going to look this, or we have covered these points in this particular topic. Now see the nature of CX bond. Okay, nature of CX bond, in that carbon and halogen is involved. Already we know the halogen family. X means halogen group, and halogen family is particularly start from fluorine and ends with iodine. So these are very important. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and acetylene. But acetylene is not used. We are going to use generally chlorine and bromine for the reaction purpose. So now here, if we are going to study of CX bond, तो वहाँ पे कार्बन जो है उसकी इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी फिक्स होगी, but the electronegativity is changes in halogens. So fluorine shows different electronegativity, chlorine shows different electronegativity, and because of the इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव डिफरेंस जो फ्लोरीन में है क्लोरीन में है उनमें जो इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव डिफरेंस जो आता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई देयर इज अ presence of polarization. That means carbon carries partial positive charge and halogen carries partial negative charge. So this is the particular nature of CX bond. So always keep it in your mind. See the presentation, see the represent, how it is represent. See the carbon carries partial positive charge and halogen carries partial negative charge. So this is very important. So in nature of CX bond, so carbon always carries partial positive. This is partial positive charge and halogen carries partial negative charge because of their electronegativity difference. And this halogen family is electronegative family. Already we know halogen family is electronegative family. Already we know, we learned in the 11th standard in periodic table part. Now see, after nature of CX bond in haloalkanes. Already we know the nature, carbon shows positive and halogen shows negative nature, electronegative nature. So if we are going to discuss about the halogen family, then the fluorine is a first element or first atom in that particular family, and it shows 3.98 electronegativity. Chlorine shows 3.16, bromine shows 2.96, and iodine shows 2.66 electronegativity. So because of this electronegativity difference, it shows various nature. So carbon fluorine shows different nature, carbon chlorine shows different nature, carbon bromine shows different nature, and carbon iodine shows different nature. Among that, CF bond is most polar because fluorine shows most electronegative nature. Fluorine is most electronegative element in the periodic table. Already we learned in the 11th standard also. So this is very important point. Keep it in your mind or note it. Now, see the nature of CX bond in halogens. This is very important. We look the nature of CX bond in haloalkanes. In that already we looked the halogens because of the electronegativity difference in halogens. So that's why there is a various electronegativity, or carbon and halogen bond shows various electronegativities and various natures. Here also very important, halogens contains lone pair. That is also very important. Halogen contains lone pair. This is very important. When we look in the halogens, means aryl halides, benzene ring is involved, and already we know the benzene ring contains 6 carbons and a lone pair of one lone pair, because the halogen shows 3 lone pairs. One lone pair means there are 2 electrons. So these 2 particular electrons are involved in the bonding, and they show the conjugated structure, and we look the resonance structure also. So these electrons are involved in the 7 bonds or in the 7 particular atoms. Now see here, chlorobenzene. If you look at the structure of chlorobenzene, there are 1, 2, 3 lone pairs are there, and out of that 3 lone pair, 1 lone pair is involved in the bonding. See, this lone pair is involved in the bonding. It forms double bond here, and after that this pi bond is shifted on this particular carbon, which is ortho to this particular chlorine. So this position is ortho with respect to this substituent. So ortho position now carries negative charge. See here, ortho position carries now negative charge, and this chlorine carries positive charge. Why? Because of the double bond formation. So that's why this chlorine carries positive charge, and this particular now ortho position carries negative charge. After we look, say the negative charge further forms double bond at this position, and further this pi bond is delocalized. This pi bond shifted electrons on this particular carbon. Now see here, this para position. This is a para position with respect to this substituent, halogen substituent. So this particular para position carries now negative charge. Okay, and here there is a formation of double bond. Now also repeated the process. This particular negative charge forms double bond here, and this bond shifted on this carbon. This pi bond is shifted on this carbon. Now see, so these are the resonating structure. So see here, now ortho position carries negative charge, and similarly this negative bond is shifted on this position, and here there is a formation of double bond, and this bond is shifted on this chlorine. So this is the resonating structure of chlorobenzene. So there is one difference. Now see, you look at the difference. This pi bond is shifted here, this pi bond is shifted here, and this pi bond is shifted here. Look at the structure. So here the delocalization of pi bonds are moved from one position to another position, and अगर ऐसा हो तो ही आपका रेजोनेंस स्ट्रक्चर बराबर है. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. अगर आपके पाई बॉन्ड्स शिफ्ट हुए हैं, then and then your resonating structures are correct one, and these our resonating structures are correct one because our pi bonds these pi bonds are shifted from one position to another position. This pi bond shifted here, this pi bond shifted here, and this pi bond shifted here. So our resonating structures are correct, very correct. And see, there is another difference. This carbon and chlorine bond length is much greater than this carbon and chlorine. So there is another important point, that is, if the bonds are increases, single bond to double bond, if the bond character increases, bond length decreases, and bond strength increases. अगर आपके डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर, मतलब सिंगल बॉन्ड से डबल बॉन्ड हुआ, ट्रिपल बॉन्ड हुआ, अगर आपके बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर बढ़ते हैं, इंक्रीज होता है, then bond length becomes decreases and bond strength becomes increases. This is the very important point. So imagination is very important for the point of view, for the organic chemistry point of view. So how you can imagine, that is very important. So here is very important, that thing. See, the double bond character of CX bond in aryl halides, the CX bond is shorter in length and the stronger than alkyl halides. मतलब जो डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर यहाँ पे शो होता है, उसकी वजह से इसकी बॉन्ड लेंथ शॉर्ट होती है, कम हो जाती है, एंड इट शोज स्ट्रॉन्गर बॉन्ड देन अरिल हलाइड्स. सी, we look the examples in CH3Cl. If we compare methyl chloride and chlorobenzene, if we compare between methyl chloride, the bond length is, see, that is 1.77 angstrom, and in the chlorobenzene, see the bond length, this carbon and this chlorine, the bond length, that is 1.70 angstrom. Because of this is 1.70 angstrom, that is less than this methyl chloride. And why that is less than methyl chloride? Because of this double bond character. So if we think about the haloarenes, there is a resonance, or there is a delocalization, or there is a conjugation, and because of all these effects, because of resonating effect, bond length becomes shorter and bond strength increases. So here we look the examples, that is methyl chloride shows 1.77 angstrom, so it shows more bond length and it shows less bond length because of the resonating structure. After we look the parameters which are involved in the nature of CX bond, that is also important part. So first of all, we look the bond length. Now here if we discussed the bond length, CF bond length is smaller bond length because fluorine atom is smaller, or the atomic size increases from top to bottom. Already we learned in the periodic table properties. In the halogen family, the atomic size increases from fluorine up to iodine. So that's why here we look the, say, halogen group increases as we move down the atomic size of halogen group are increases as we move down the group. So that's why the difference between bond length, CF bond length will be smallest than Ci bond length, and Ci bond length is very large. See, CF bond length, that is, it shows 1.39 angstrom. CCl, which shows 1.78 angstrom, and in the picometer that is 178 picometer. CBr, it shows 1.93 angstrom, and Ci, that is carbon and iodine, it shows 2.14 angstrom or 214 picometer. Now see, bond enthalpy order. First of all, already we learned the bond enthalpy or bond length is, what is bond enthalpy? First of all, bond enthalpy means the energy required to break a bond is nothing but the bond enthalpy. So that is important. And so here, so bond enthalpy is depend on their electronegativity and how energy is required. Means अगर हम देखेंगे तो कार्बन एंड फ्लोरीन के बॉन्ड को ब्रेक करने के लिए एनर्जी कैसी लगेगी, ज्यादा लगेगी. Why? Because it shows more energy. Carbon and chlorine bond requires more energy to break down the bond because they are very close to each other. Means this is the example of nature also. अगर communication है, two peoples are contact with each other, so they are very close to each other, so we can't break bond between them. So this is the very important example also, day-to-day life also, and in our chemistry also. So carbon and fluorine, here we look the carbon and fluorine, it shows highest bond enthalpy because fluorine shows smallest atomic size, then another their group members, that means fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So fluorine shows smallest atomic size. So carbon and fluorine, they show the strong bonding because both are close to each other, and the bond enthalpy ultimately it shows the bond enthalpy is greater than another particular CCl bond or CBr bond and our Ci bond. And now see the bond enthalpy order. See this is the decreasing order. CF shows more bond enthalpy, CCl shows then, and then CBr, and last one that is Ci. After that, we look the dipole moment. Dipole moment is nothing but it is the product of, that is mu is the product of the both charges and the distance between them, that is d. So q into d, charge into distance, is nothing but the dipole moment. Already we discussed in the 11th standard also these properties. Now say here the CX, we compare between methyl chloride, methyl fluoride, CH3Br, that is methyl bromide, and CH3I, that is methyl iodide. So these are the dipole moments in dBA form. So unit is dBA. CH3F, it shows 1.847 dBA. CH3Cl, that is methyl chloride, it shows 1.86 dBA. CH3Br, it shows 1.83 dBA, and CH3I methyl iodide, it shows 1.636 dBA. There is one point, if you notice that, see here, CH3F, it shows 1.847 dBA, and CH3Cl, it shows 1.86 dBA, 860 dBA. So this is the anomalous behavior. CH3Cl shows, that is methyl chloride, shows 1.86 dBA. Okay, now see, and CH3F, that means methyl fluoride, shows 1.847, and here also CH3Br shows 1.830. Here not problem, but here is the problem. So CH3Cl, why it shows more dB. Why it shows 1.860 dB energy? Because of these things are depend on the bond length. Now see, already we look in the angstrom unit. The CF bond length shows that is 1.39 in angstrom and CCl shows 1.78 angstrom. See here, already we look here, CF it shows 1.39 and CCl it shows 1.78 angstrom. 1.78 angstrom, that means 1.78 picometer. CCl shows 1.78 picometer bond length and CF it shows 1.39 picometer bond length. So because of CCl shows more bond length, so that's why it shows more dipole moment than in the CH3F, that is from methyl fluoride. So as compared to methyl fluoride, CH3Cl, that is methyl chloride, shows more dipole moment. This is very important point. Ask for 1 marks also. So notice it and note down. That is very important point. Now see, here the nature of CX bond and the parameters are over. We'll look the chart of comparative between dipole moment, their enthalpies and their electronegativity. See the comparatively charged. So CH3, here we take the example of methyl fluoride, methyl chloride, methyl bromide, methyl iodide. First of all, we look the methyl fluoride. Methyl fluoride shows 1.39 angstrom bond length. Bond enthalpy it shows 452. So it requires very large energy to break down. Already we know the reasons. And dipole moment it shows 1.847 picometer energy. So that is important one. Next one, CH3Cl, it shows 1.78 in angstrom and 1.78 picometer, and CX bond length, that is 351, that is bond enthalpy, that is 351, and the dipole moment, that is 1.860, and this is why large already we look because of their bond length reason. Next one, CH3Br, that is methyl fluoride, it shows bond length 1.93 here and the bond enthalpy 293 kilojoule per mole, and the dipole moment, that is 1.830, and the methyl iodide it shows bond length 2.14, bond enthalpy 234 kilojoule per mole, and the dipole moment in dB, that is 1.636. So that is a comparative chart between bond enthalpy and bond length and their dipole moment. After we will look some multiple choice questions. Now see, the nature of CX bond in alkyl halide and aryl halide is first option, that is non-polar, second option, that is both A and B, so that is not particular option. Now third option, that is polar, and next one, that is none of this. So the option number is third, that is polar. So polar option is correct one because of their electronegative difference. Carbon shows positive nature and halogen shows particular negative nature because the halogen family is electronegative family. So the polar option is correct one, and there is a polarization involved in that particular term. Next one, see that as we go from fluorine to iodine, the electronegativity value of halogens decreases, increases, remains same, and all of this. So already we know the electronegativity values. Electronegativity values from fluorine to iodines are increases or decreases. See the decreases. The electronegative values are decreases. Already we know that particular things. So most electronegative element in the periodic table, that is fluorine, already we learned. So fluorine up to iodine, electronegativity decreases from top to bottom. Next one, methods of preparation of haloalkanes. So very important part in the methods of preparation. So there are various methods. we can prepare the al- haloalkanes or alkyl halides from the alkane treat with PCl3, PCl5. Now see, first one from alcohols. When alcohol treat with PCl3 or PCl5, what will happen? See here, this is the most important method and very easy method. And with the help of suitable reagent, we get the particular alkyl halides. See the part, it is also divided into three parts. When alcohol reacts with concentrated halogen acid, that means HCl or HBr, or phosphorus halides, when the alcohols treat with phosphorus halides, PX3 or PX5, or with the thionyl chloride. Thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2. That is called as thionyl chloride. Now see first one. We look the reaction of alcohols with halogens. That is HX. Now see first one. This is the mechanism. This is the mechanism. See here what happened. This OH of alcohol. There are two lone pairs are present on this alcohol OH bond. This OH group. So this is poor leaving group. So we make it good leaving group. How? This lone pair attacks on this hydrogen and it takes the H plus ions from that particular acids, and there is a formation of ROH2, and now this is the good leaving group. Now see here the nucleophile which is there and attack on this particular R group, and there is a formation of RX, and there is a leaving of water. So H2O will be leave, and there is a formation of RX, that is alkyl halide. So this is the mechanism. This is the mechanism of alcohol when treated with HX. Now see, first of all, preparation of chloroalkanes. When alcohol treat with HX, this is very important method. When alcohol treat with HX, see what happened. HOH, this OH of alcohol and this H of acid will be leave, and this reaction occur or happen in anhydrous ZnCl2. So this is very important condition. So very important catalyst, that is anhydrous ZnCl2, and we get alkyl halide plus water. Next one, see the concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is called as what? This is called as Lucas reagent. So ask for multiple choice questions in the competitive exam like CET, JEE or NEET. So Lucas reagent is nothing but concentrated HCl. It is a mixture of concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2. This is called as what? Lucas reagent. So alcohol plus Lucas reagent is equal to what? Groove's process, and it prepared what? Alkyl chloride. So this is the particular method in which we prepared what? Alkyl chloride. So this is the very important method, that is with the help of Lucas reagent. When alcohol treat with Lucas reagent, we get the alkyl chloride, and that particular process is what? Called as Groove's process. And here we also get that, or we also achieve that, that is concentrated HCl, the mixture of concentrated HCl. हमें यहाँ पे पता चलता है कि जो मिक्सचर होता है concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 का, उसे क्या कहते हैं? Lucas reagent कहता है. So that is important one. Now see the example. यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल तुरंत देख लेते हैं हम. See ethyl alcohol. This is ethyl alcohol, CH3 CH2OH. This is ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol when treated with HCl in presence of Lucas, in presence of anhydrous ZnCl2, and this is called as Lucas reagent. Okay, already we know. When ethyl alcohol reacts with HCl in presence of ZnCl2, anhydrous ZnCl2, it gives ethyl chloride, CH3CH2Cl. So this is the very nice example of preparation of chloroalkanes. तो ये simple example हमने लिया है. You can take any example, propyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, you can take the example and solve it and do the practice. Now next one, MCQ. So multiple question. Dash dash reagent is used in the Gruce process. So which reagent is used in the Gruce process? HCl, HCl plus Zn, concentrated HCl plus anhydrous ZnCl2, HCl plus Fe. So this is simple example because हमने अभी देखा है. Previous we look the concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is the mixture is known as Lucas reagent and which is used in the Bruce process. So option number third, that is option number C, that is concentrated HCl and anhydrous ZnCl2 is the correct answer. Now see, preparation of bromoalkanes. Alcohol when treated with NaBr, sodium bromide, in presence of H2SO4, it gives alkyl bromide plus sodium bisulfate, or it is also called as sodium hydrogen sulfate plus water. That is, when alcohol treated with sodium bromide in presence of sulfuric acid, it gives alkyl bromide plus sodium hydrogen sulfate or sodium bisulfate plus water as a byproduct. See the example, ethyl alcohol when reacts with NaBr plus H2SO4, it gives ethyl bromide plus sodium bisulfate and water. So here the reactivity order is also given. Tertiary carbon, it gives very easily or very fast react with this particular reagent, then secondary and then primary. So these are the examples. Next one, from the reaction of alcohol with the phosphorus halides, and this is very important point of this particular topic. When alcohol treat with pH3 or pH5, what will happen? See here, generally pH3 is stable in all format. X means halogen group, that means PCl3, Br3 or Pi3. These are the stable, but in the form of pH5, that is phosphorus pentahalides, only PCl5 is stable and not any other penta phosphorus or phosphorus pentahalide is stable. Only PX5, in the form of PX5, only PCl5 is stable and the other reagents are not stable. Now see, when alcohol treated with PCl5, already we know or already tells that PCl5 is stable hota hai than any other particular reagent. So we take the PCl5. When alcohol treated with PCl5 in presence of heat, normal heat, it gives alkyl chloride plus PuCl3, that is phosphoryl chloride plus HCl. Next one, when alcohol react with in presence of red phosphorus and with Br2, it gives RBr. When alcohol reacts with iodine in presence of red phosphorus, it gives alkyl iodide. So these reactions are occur in these conditions. And when pH3, see when pH3 reacts with alcohol, then what happen? We take the 3 moles. This is very important. So when the pH3 reacts with alcohol, we have to take the 3 moles. जब pH3 react होगा alcohol के साथ, तो हमें 3 moles alcohol के लेने पड़ेंगे. So that is very important part. When alcohol reacts with PCl3, what will happen? See, in the normal heat, it gives, in presence of it gives 3 moles of alkyl chloride plus H3PO3, that is phosphorus acid. H3PO3, that is phosphorus acid. And next, see the examples of alcohol when treated with pH3. Now see first example, 3 moles of ethyl alcohol when reacts with PCl3 in presence of heat, it gives ethyl chloride plus phosphorus acid. So this is the example. Next example, when 3 moles of ethyl alcohol, CH3, CH2, this is CH3, this is CH2, and this is OH. So this is ethyl alcohol. This is also ethyl alcohol. I will take the same example. So ethyl alcohol when reacts with PBr3. Now here PCl3 and here we use the PBr3, that is PBr3 reagent, and what we get, see, this reaction occur in presence of red phosphorus and Br2, and we get what? Ethyl bromide plus phosphorus acid. Next one, we take the same particular reactant. Already we discussed about the reaction in previous lecture also. Reactants are present at the left hand side and products are present at the right hand side. So these are the important things we discussed in the previous lecture also. So always note that points. So reactants are present at the particular left hand side. So ethyl alcohol reactant when reacts with Ei3 and in presence of red phosphorus and I2, it gives ethyl iodide plus phosphorus acid. And one thing very important, keep it note in your mind, there is a common explanation for every reaction. There is a common explanation for every reaction. So आपके दिमाग में वो रख लो. अगर हम रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट के बारे में बोल रहे हैं और हमें एक्सप्लेन करना है, तो आप सिंपल एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो. व्हेन ethyl alcohol, I will take the example of last one. When ethyl alcohol reacts with phosphorus iodide in presence of, इसके प्रेजेंस में रिएक्शन हो रही है red phosphorus and iodine. In presence of red phosphorus and iodine, it gives ethyl iodide and the byproduct, that is phosphorus acid. So you have to explain like this. फिर से एक बार मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. सिंपल है. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन एनी काइंड ऑफ रिएक्शन इन दिस वे. सो काफ़ी सिंपल टेक्निक है. आप इस हिसाब से रिएक्शन एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो. जस्ट टेक एग्जाम्पल. सी व्हेन ethyl alcohol reacts with phosphorus iodide in presence of, किसके प्रेजेंस में हो रही है रिएक्शन, तो यहाँ पे हमें बोलना है in presence of red phosphorus and iodine, it gives ethyl iodide plus phosphorus acid. So this is the general explanation. General explanation means for particular this reaction, and you have to use this particular explanation for every reactions. मतलब डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिएजेंट. आपको रिएजेंट बदलने पड़ेंगे. अगर यहाँ पे रिएजेंट अलग है तो यहाँ पर रिएक्टेंट्स रिएजेंट्स वो आपको बदलने पड़ेंगे. बट द कॉमन एक्सप्लेनेशन क्या है? व्हेन दिस पर्टिकुलर reactant react with this in presence of this particular catalyst, and it gives particular product. So this is the common explanation we have to use for every reaction. So this is very important point. Note it. Now see the reaction of alcohols with thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2. See the alcohol when reacts with SOCl2, that is thionyl chloride, in presence of reflux and pyridine. So reflux is the process. So do that process and reaction occurs in presence of pyridine. It gives alkyl chloride plus HCl plus sulfur dioxide. So see the example now. Ethyl alcohol CH3 CH2OH. This is ethyl alcohol when treated with, or IUPAC name of ethyl alcohol is ethanol when treated with thionyl chloride. So what will happen? See the reaction occur in presence of pyridine, do the reflux process, and what we get? Ethyl chloride plus byproducts are, or this is also called as chloroethane, and the byproducts are HCl and sulfur dioxide. So this is the reaction of alcohol with thionyl chloride. We look the example also. Now see the summary of general reactions of alkyl halides from the alcohols. See alcohol when treated with HX. So this is the particular reaction. This reaction is particularly for alkyl chloride. So keep it in your mind or note it. This reaction is particularly occur for alkyl chloride. We look also Lucas reagent is involved here. Anhydrous ZnCl2 we are going to use, and this mixture is called as Lucas reagent, and this reaction is called as Gru's process, or this particular process is called as Gru's process. Already we know. Next one, alcohol when treated with NaBr for bromoalkanes. Alcohol when treated with sodium bromide and sulfuric acid, it gives alkyl bromide plus sodium hydrogen sulfide and water. Next one, alcohol when treated with PX3. Already we know I can use the, if we use the PCl3, then we have to use the heat, and if we use the PBr3 और PI3, मीन्स अगर हम यहाँ पे PBr3 या PI3 यूज कर रहे होंगे रिएजेंट, तो यहाँ पे हमें रेड फॉस्फोरस के प्रेजेंस में रिएक्शन करना होता है, एंड पर्टिकुलरली अगर PBr3 रहा तो रेड फॉस्फोरस Br2, और अगर यहाँ पे PI3 रहा तो यहाँ पे हम लेते हैं रेड फॉस्फोरस प्लस I2. So we get the particular products, we get the 3 moles of alkyl halide products depending on this particular reagent. If there is PCl3, we get the 3 moles of alkyl chloride. If there is a PBr3, we get the 3 moles of alkyl bromide. If there is a PI3, we get the 3 moles of alkyl iodide plus phosphorus acid. And here also px5, अगर px5 में देखा है हमने तो which is stable, PCl5 is always stable or more stable than any other pentahalide forms. So PCl5 when reacts with alcohol, so in case of px5 also we get the alkyl chloride as a product. This is very important. When alcohol reacts with PCl5 in presence of heat, it gives alkyl chloride plus POCl3, that is phosphorus chloride and hydrochloric acid. So this is alcohol when treated with red phosphorus I2, where X2 is equal to Br2 I2, already we discussed here, and it gives alkyl halide. And when alcohol react with thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2, it gives, अगर अल्कोहल यहाँ पे ट्रीट करता है थायोनिल क्लोराइड के साथ, तो हमें प्रोडक्ट क्या मिलेगा, अल्किल क्लोराइड प्लस सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड प्लस HCl. So this is the summary of reactions. Now see the multiple choice question. Which is the best method for the preparation of alkyl chloride? Alcohols when reflux with thionyl chloride, alcohols when treated with the HCl and ZnCl2, alcohols when reflux with PCl3, alcohols when reflux with PCl5. So the answer is option number A, when the alcohols reflux with thionyl chloride. So this is the best method for the preparation of alkyl chloride. So note that this is the very important method. From the hydrocarbons, so मैंने पहले भी डिस्कस किया था कि हम हाइड्रोकार्बन से भी प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. Now see, from the hydrocarbons, when we take the example directly, that is propane. So see, when the propane reacts with Cl2 in presence of sunlight, already we discussed in the previous lecture also, there is a free radical mechanism, or in 11th standard also we learned there is a free radical mechanism when the normal alkane reacts with Cl2 in presence of sunlight or UV light. It gives mixture of products. It gives mixture of products, and that is not required for any chemist, or not required for this product purpose or the commercial purpose. So we want a particular product. So any chemist want a particular product. So हमें particular product मिलना चाहिए. So that's why we are not going to use this method. So हमें यहाँ पे पर्टिकुलर मिक्सचर मिलता है प्रोडक्ट का, और हमें पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट चाहिए होता है, any kind of reaction. So this is not useful for the preparation of haloalkanes. See, the product that is CH3 CH2 CH2Cl, that is propyl chloride, or 1-chloropropane is the product, and another product that is 2-chloropropane, that is 55% product. बट हमें अगर एक ही प्रोडक्ट चाहिए तो हमें मिलेगा नहीं, बिकॉज ऑफ द सनलाइट और यूवी लाइट के प्रेजेंस में जो रिएक्शन होता है उसमें हमें क्या मिलता है, मिक्सचर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स. सो दैट्स व्हाई these methods are not used generally. Next one, halogenation of alkanes. कैसे करते हैं देखो, आयोडीनेशन कैसे होता है. देयर इज अ रिवर्सिबल प्रोसेस. अगर नॉर्मल आयोडीनेशन हुआ तो वो रिवर्सिबल प्रोसेस बताता है. से when alkane reacts with I2 it gives alkyl iodide plus hydroiodic acid. To prevent the reversibility, the reactions are occur in presence of oxidizing agent like HgO, HiO3, hydroiodic acid or nitric acid, that is HNO3. अगर इस इन ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट के साथ अगर रिएक्शन हुई, alkane when reacts with iodine in presence of alkane when reacts with iodine in presence of HgO, HiO3 or HNO3, it gives particular alkyl iodide and reversibility हम क्या कर सकते हैं, प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, and we get irreversible product. So that is important. So oxidizing agents are used for the irreversible reaction in presence of आयोडीनेशन. मतलब अगर आयोडीनेशन हमें करना है तो हम ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट ये यूज कर सकते हैं. सो नोट इट. नेक्स्ट वन, एमसीक्यू. व्हेन मीथेन रिएक्ट्स विद क्लोरीन व्हाट विल हैपन. कौन से प्रोडक्ट मिलेंगे? All of this. Why all of this? Because see, when CH4 reacts with Cl2 in presence of sunlight, what will happen? It gives the mixture of product, that is methyl chloride, that is dimethyl dichloride, that is CHCl3 chloroform, carbon tetrachloride. So we get the different types of product, or we get the mixture of products. So that's why already we look in the previous point. So the halogenation of alkanes are not occur in presence of sunlight, or this kind of reactions are not done. Okay, so this is the free radical mechanism, and therefore we get the mixture of products. Okay, now see another MCQ. The oxidizing agent added to prevent the reversibility of iodination of alkanes is HgO, HNO3, HiO3, all of this. So the answer is all of this. Already we look. So this is very important और simple point. But अगर हम जब भी एग्जाम वगैरह देते हैं तो हम भूल जाते हैं. So दिमाग में रखो HgO, HNO3 and HiO3. These are the important point or important oxidizing agent which used for the prevent the reversibility of iodination of alkanes. So note it. Now addition of HX to alkene. This is very important. So हमें यहाँ पे देखने हैं दो rules that are very important rules for the organic chemistry. Markovnikov's or Markovnikov's rule और anti-Markovnikov's rule. पहले उसे Markovnikov's कहते थे, अभी उसका pronunciation change हुआ है. So here we look the examples, or here we look the particular point. See, first of all we look the general reaction. क्या होता है? When alkene reacts with acid, whether that is HCl or HBr, here the double bond में से एक pi bond attack करेगा. एक pi bond होता है double bond में और एक sigma bond होता है. So pi bond attacks on this hydrogen, it takes it, and there is a formation of positive charge. Means there is a formation of one carbon takes this hydrogen. So this carbon shows only now 3 bonds. So the valency of carbon is 4, and here now remains 3 bonds. So ultimately here this carbon carries positive charge. This carbon carries positive charge because it lost its electron, and that's why it carries positive charge. Now nucleophile attacks on this carbon and we get the particular product. So this is general reaction also, as well as mechanism also. So here the general order of HX, that is HI, hydroiodic acid, HBr, hydrobromic acid, hydrochloric acid, and hydrofluoric acid. So this is the reactivity order, and this is the general reaction with mechanism. Now see, there are two possible ways of addition of HX to alkene, that is from Markovnikov's rule और एंटी मार्कोनिकॉव्स रूल. सो एंटी मार्कोनिकॉव्स रूल जो भी होता है वो पेरोक्साइड इफेक्ट भी उसे कहते हैं और खराश इफेक्ट भी उसे कहते हैं. सो दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. In Markovnikov's rule, there is no another name, but the anti-Markovnikov's rule is also called as peroxide effect or Kharash effect. Now, first of all, we look the Markovnikov's rule. See, very simple rule. First of all, we look the reaction also. See, this is propene. Okay, this is prop 1 in CH3. Here CH डबल बॉन्ड CH2. तो यहाँ पे CH2 है, यहाँ पे CH है. ओके, सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर हम देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे CH है और यहाँ पे CH2 है. ओके, so there is a CH3, CH or CH2. Okay, this is the propene when reacts with HBr. So here HBr, in the HBr, this hydrogen is what? Positive. It carries positive charge and halogen carries negative charge because halogens are electronegative in nature. So यहाँ पे ये rule कहता है negative part of the reagent according to Markovnikov's rule. According to the Markovnikov's rule, in the addition of unsymmetrical alkenes, मतलब ये जो रूल जो है वो unsymmetrical alkene के बारे में ही है. अगर यहाँ पे unsymmetrical alkene रहेगा तभी ये रूल अप्लाई होगा और हम unsymmetrical reagent भी यूज कर रहे हैं, that is HBr. So unsymmetrical alkene is very important for this particular rule. When the addition reaction of unsymmetrical alkenes, the negative part of the reagent, that is halogen, is attached to the carbon which carries or which contain less number of hydrogen atom. मतलब जो negative part रहेगा जिस कार्बन को कम हाइड्रोजन है, मैंने यहाँ पे शो किया था कि ये यहाँ पे एक कार्बन है और यहाँ पे एक हाइड्रोजन है और यहाँ पे CH2 है. क्या है? CH2. तो यहाँ पे जो कार्बन है इसको 2 हाइड्रोजन अटैच है और यहाँ पे जो कार्बन है इसको 1 हाइड्रोजन अटैच है. तो अल्टीमेटली दिस negative halogen means electronegative halogen goes towards this particular carbon and there is a formation of 2-bromopropane. So this is Markovnikov's rule. So very important rule. When in an addition reaction of unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part of the reagent always attaches to the carbon which carries less number of hydrogen atom. So this is the Markovnikov's rule. We take the example when prop 1-in or propane reacts with HBr, it gives 2-bromopropane. That is the example. Now see, note that, दिमाग में नोट कर लो, important point है. When we are going to do the when we are going to the addition according to the Markovnikov's rule, और अगर Markovnikov's rule फैशन से अगर एडिशन हो रहा है तो we get the maximum symmetry. तो हमें मैक्सिमम सिमेट्री मिलेगी यहाँ पर. सो नोट दैट अगर हम Markovnikov's रूल से या उस फैशन से एडिशन कर रहे हैं तो हमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिमेट्री मिलती है. सो दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट. नोट इट. Now next one, anti-Markovnikov's rule. Anti-Markovnikov's rule, it is also called as what? Peroxide effect or Kharash effect. So this is exactly opposite to Markovnikov's rule. मतलब क्या opposite है? मतलब exactly opposite मतलब क्या? कि वहां पे निगेटिव पार्ट ऑफ रिएजेंट जो भी है वो अटैच हो रहा था जिस कार्बन को कम हाइड्रोजन है, बट यहाँ पे जिस कार्बन को ज्यादा हाइड्रोजन है, अनसिमेट्रिकल रिएजेंट अनसिमेट्रिकल अल्कीन में जिस कार्बन को ज्यादा हाइड्रोजन है वहां पे कौन अटैच होगा, निगेटिव पार्ट अटैच होगा. सो इन दिस रिएक्शन नेगेटिव पार्ट कौन है, हैलोजन है. सो हैलोजन atom attached to the carbon which carries more number of hydrogen atoms or which contain more number of hydrogen atoms. See here, in peroxide effect, Karash effect, or it is also called as anti-Markovnikov rule. In this reaction, when the unsymmetrical alkene when reacts with HBr like unsymmetrical reagent, this reaction is occur in presence of peroxide. This is also important part. And the negative part, that is Br minus, attaches to the carbon which having or which contains more number of hydrogen atoms. So this is important. Now we take the example. Also similar example, we take the propane. For the understanding purpose, we take the same example, that is propane when reacts with HBr. But now conditions are changed now. This reaction occur in presence of peroxide. Or these kind of reactions are also occur in presence of per acids. That means they contain another oxygen, means they contain more oxygen, that is called as per acid or peroxide. It gives one bromopropane. See here what happened. This is CH3, this is CH, and this is CH2. So the Br minus attaches to the this carbon and we get what, one bromopropane as a product. क्या product मिला हमें, one bromopropane. An important part, that is, see here, we get the unsymmetric product. We get the unsymmetric product because of the anti-Markovnikov's rule. This reaction occur, very important point, this reaction occurs in presence of peroxide or per acid like peracetic acid and etc. So this is important point, note it, always keep it in your mind. अगर अल्कीन रहा तो वहाँ पे दो टाइप के फैशन से हमें अल्किल हैलाइड्स मिलता है. when alkene treat with हाइड्रोजन एसिड मीन्स HCl और HBr, अगर HBr और HCl के साथ रिएक्शन हुआ अल्कीन का, सो वी गेट द two kinds of possibility. One product we get by one product हमें मिलता है मार्कोनिकॉफ रूल से और दूसरा प्रोडक्ट हमें मिलता है एंटी मार्कोनिकॉफ रूल से. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अगर एंटी मार्कोनिकॉफ रूल रिएक्शन है तो वहाँ पे पेरोक्साइड होगा ही, ओके. और अगर सिंपल मार्कोनिकॉफ रूल रिएक्शन है तो वहाँ पे पेरोक्साइड नहीं होता है. सो ऑलवेज कीप इट इन योर माइंड. काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट रिएक्शंस है दोनों और सिंपल वन रिएक्शंस है. Next one, addition of halogens to alkene. Okay, so this is very important. When alkene like propane reacts with Br2 in presence of CCl4, so it gives the product like dibromopropane. So here simply Br2, one Br attaches here and one Br attaches here. So एक Br यहाँ पे अटैच हो जाएगा और एक ब्रोमीन एटम यहाँ पे अटैच हो जाएगा. एंड इन दिस वे वी गेट सिंपली this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 3. So this is what starting from here, because which is nearer to the side. So starting from here, this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, and this is carbon number 3. So this is one bromo, one position पे ब्रोमो है और two position पे भी ब्रोमो है. So this is 1,2 dibromopropane is the product when Br2 reacts with in presence of CCl4, we get the 1,2 dibromopropane. And already we know these are the vicinal dihalide. विसिनल डायलाइड होते हैं और जेमिनल डायलाइड मतलब एक ही कार्बन को दो हाइड्रोजन ग्रुप है तो उसे जेमिनल डायलाइड कहते हैं. ऑलरेडी वी नो. से इन स्पेशल केस यहाँ पे देख लो एक बार कि जो भी प्रोडक्ट हमें मिल रहा है वो यहाँ पे एक ब्रोमीन अटैच हो रहा है और यहाँ पे एक ब्रोमीन अटैच हो रहा है. सो दिस इज 1,2 डाइब्रोमोप्रोपेन एंड दिस इज द विसिनल काइंड ऑफ एडिशन. ओके, these are the vicinal dibromide. ये जो भी ये vicinal dibromide है, vicinal means two halogen groups are attached to the adjacent carbon. This is what? This is vicinal dibromide. Okay, this is vicinal position. Example also here, say CH3 CH2 plus Br2, it gives, in presence of CCl4 it gives vicinal dibromide. Now in special case what happens, see, अगर alkenes treat हुए Br2 or Cl2 at the high temperature, then the allylic carbon is substituted with the halogen atom and giving allyl halide. See the example, then you know. This is CH2 double bond CH3. This is what? Propene or propone. When reacts with Cl2, what will happen? See, this one of the hydrogen of this methyl group is reacts with this chlorine and loss of HCl and formation of CH2Cl. So we get CH2 double bond CH dash CH2Cl. So this is allylic chloride. तो हमें allylic chloride product मिल रहा है. And why? Because this is special condition. At the high temperature we get what? Allylic chloride. And here we are not going to use the particular CCl4 reagent. Okay, so that's why in this case we get the allylic chloride as a product. So this is also another condition. Note that. So this is 3-chloropropene as a product. But in this case, in presence of CCl4, we get the vicinal dibromide. See the difference. In presence of CCl4, it gives vicinal dibromide. And in case of high temperature, at the high temperature, we get the allyl halide as a product, that is 3-chloropropene in this example. Just change the reagent and see what happened. This at the high temperature we get the allyl chloride as an answer. Okay, so allyl chloride as a product. So this is the very important from halogen exchange. First one, Finkelstein reaction. In this reaction, alkyl chlorides or alkyl bromides reacts with sodium iodide, that is NaI, sodium iodide. In presence of acetone, it gives particular alkyl iodides as a product. In Finkelstein reaction, we get the alkyl iodides as a product. This is very important. Now see, Rx when reacts with NaI, sodium iodide, it gives alkyl iodide as a product, plus byproduct is NaX, where Rx is equal to alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide. See the example, ethyl chloride when reacts with sodium iodide in presence of acetone, it gives ethyl iodide as a product, plus NaCl is a byproduct. This halogen exchange reaction is called as halogen exchange reaction. क्यों कहते हैं पहले ये भी समझ लो. Because this chlorine is replaced by iodine. So here halogen exchange. This chlorine is replaced by iodine. So here halogens are exchanged. So that's why यहाँ पे halogen exchange हो रहे हैं. So that's why these reactions are called as halogen exchange reactions. So यहाँ पे समझ लो ये important है, simple चीज़ें हैं कि यहाँ पे halogen exchange हो रहा है. So that's why this is called as halogen exchange reaction. And particularly we get the alkyl iodide as a product. So that's why this is called as a halogen exchange reaction. And alkyl iodide product मिल रहा है, इसीलिए क्या कहते हैं, Finkelstein reaction कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? Finkelstein. In Finkelstein reaction, when alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide when reacts with sodium iodide in presence of acetone, it gives particular alkyl iodide as a product. This is called as Finkelstein reaction. Now see, next one from halogen exchange, Schwarz reaction. So there is a formation of alkyl fluoride. So when there is a formation of alkyl fluoride, then that is called as what? Schwarz reaction. In this reaction, when RBr or RCl when reacts with metallic fluoride, that is AgF or SbF3, Ag2F2, COF2, that is cobalt fluoride, or AgF, it gives what? Alkyl fluoride as a product. मतलब हमें alkyl fluoride product मिल रहा है तो वो Schwarz reaction है. One of the मतलब यहाँ पे क्लोरीन रहा या ब्रोमीन रहा वो रिप्लेस हो जाएगा एंड उसकी जगह और that bromine is substituted or chlorine is substituted by fluorine group. So this is also halogen exchange reaction. And अगर हमें प्रोडक्ट अल्किल फ्लोराइड मिल रहा है तो उसे स्वार्ट्स रिएक्शन कहते हैं. सो ऑलवेज नोट दैट, दिमाग में रखो, नोट कर लो, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. नाउ सी द मेथड्स ऑफ प्रिपरेशन ऑफ halogens. Okay, so in this way the methods of preparation of haloalkanes are over. Now see the methods of preparation of halogens. First one, there is an electrophilic substitution reaction. See how the electrophile is generated. Simple technique है, ये एक technique है. When halogen reacts with AlCl3, this is Lewis acid. So Lewis acid accept the electrons. So electron accept कर लिए उसने, and there is a formation of Cl positive radical. So this is electrophile and this is nucleophile. So in this way we get the chloronium ion. हमें ऐसे क्लोरोनियम आयन मिल रहा है. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रोफाइल. कैसे जनरेट करता है उसका एक सिंपल सा प्रोसीजर मैंने यहाँ पे बताया है. जब हम रिएक्शन देखेंगे तो वहाँ पे देखने ही वाले हैं, बट यहाँ पे एक मेथड है, उसके हिसाब से हम इलेक्ट्रोफाइल कैसा जनरेट करते हैं वो मैंने यहाँ पे आपको बताया है. से दिस इज टोल्यून. ओके, दिस इज द एग्जाम्पल. टोल्यून when reacts with X2, where X2 is chlorine or bromine, reaction occur in presence of dark. ये reaction dark के presence में होती है. उसका रीजन मैं बताऊंगा क्यों dark के presence में होती है, आगे देखने वाले हैं हम. When toluene reacts with X2, where X2 is equal to chlorine or bromine, in presence of dark condition, it gives orthohalotoluene. तो ये हाइड्रोजन रिप्लेस होगा और उसकी जगह X लेगा. एंड इन द नेक्स्ट कंडीशन पैराहेलोटोल्यून, मतलब ये हाइड्रोजन रिप्लेस होगा और उसकी जगह X लेगा. सो ऐसे दो पॉसिबल प्रोडक्ट हमें मिलने वाले हैं. एंड आउट ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन इज अराइजेस नाउ, सो विच प्रोडक्ट इज स्टेबल. सो इसमें कौन सा प्रोडक्ट स्टेबल है, ऑर्थो प्रोडक्ट स्टेबल है कि पैरा प्रोडक्ट स्टेबल है. सो दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. नाउ से para product is always stable than ortho product because there is no steric crowding. So यहाँ पे steric crowding नहीं है, यहाँ पे steric crowding है. This CH3 and this halogen groups are close to each other, so there is crowding. Steric crowding means वहाँ पे भीड़ ज़्यादा है, so that's why there is an unstable product. So ortho product is always unstable and the para product is stable, always stable. Para product is always stable. So note that. So why the following reaction takes place in dark? ये reaction dark condition में क्यों होती है? So that is very important point. Say already we look वो reaction देखने वाले हैं हम. Toluene, this is orthohydrogen and this is parahydrogen. With respect to this methyl group, this is para, and with respect to this methyl group, this is orthohydrogen. So in this toluene, orthohydrogen and parahydrogens are how replaced. See, in Fe condition, Fe dark condition, so orthohydrogen is replaced by X group. So ortho product is less stable because of steric crowding is here. See, यहाँ पे steric crowding है, so that's why ortho product क्या है, less stable है. And see, para product is always stable because there is no such a steric crowding. So para product is always stable. So ये आपको दिमाग में रखना है. Okay. Now see the question. What is our question? Why the following reaction takes place in dark condition? Because the halogens are undergoing capable in the free radical, मतलब वो free radical mechanism और free radical reactions बताते हैं. और already we know the free radical mechanism में क्या होता है. We get the various products. हमें जो प्रोडक्ट चाहिए वो मिलता नहीं, and we get the various product or we get the various mixtures of product, and that's why the reaction occur in presence of dark. अगर dark के presence में होगी तो हमें particularly ortho और para substituted reactions मिलेंगी, और अगर नहीं हुई तो हमें वो ortho और para substituted reactions नहीं मिलेंगी. Now see, तो क्या होगा, देखो यहाँ पर When toluene reacts with Br2 in presence of H mu, sunlight or UV light, what happen? We get the बेंजिल ब्रोमाइड। तो यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूशन होगा वन ऑफ द हाइड्रोजन, मतलब CH3 का एक कौन सा भी हाइड्रोजन एक Br के साथ चला जाएगा Br2, सो Br2 मीन्स ये Br2, ओके। सो ये दो Br2 है, ओके। वन इज पॉजिटिव इन नेचर, एक का नेचर पॉजिटिव होगा और एक का नेचर निगेटिव होगा। मतलब ये एक ब्रोमीन है, इसका नेचर निगेटिव पार्शियल नेगेटिव और एक का नेचर पार्शियल पॉजिटिव होगा। एक Br हाइड्रोजन के साथ चला जाएगा और एक Br इस CH2 का अटैच हो जाएगा। सो इन दिस वे वी गेट द व्हाट? बेंजिल ब्रोमाइड। तो हमें इस हिसाब से बेंजिल ब्रोमाइड प्रोडक्ट मिलेगा, बट ये कब मिलेगा? अगर कंडीशन डार्क नहीं रही तो। सो दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट। अगर कंडीशन डार्क है तभी हमें क्या मिलेगा? इफ द कंडीशन इज डार्क then and then we get the ortho and para substituted products, तभी हमें ऑर्थो और पैरा सब्स्टिट्यूटेड प्रोडक्ट्स मिलेंगे। सो दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग। और हम क्या देख रहे हैं? रिएक्शंस ऑफ हैलोजेंस, इन दैट हाउ दे आर फॉर्म, मतलब वो फॉर्म कैसे हो रहा है, हैलोजेंस कैसे प्रिपेयर हो रहा है। तो यहाँ पे इंट्रोडक्शन एक्स का हो रहा है तो हैलोजन प्रिपेयर हो रहा है, और यहाँ पे अगर इंट्रोडक्शन एक्स का हो रहा है तो यहाँ पे हैलोजन प्रिपेयर हो रहा है। सो अगर हमें इलेक्ट्रोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन चाहिए तो इस वजह से होगा, और अगर सनलाइट के प्रेजेंस में रिएक्शन हुई तो हमें जो प्रोडक्ट चाहिए वो नहीं मिलेगा। सो वी गेट द बेंजिल ब्रोमाइड एज अ प्रोडक्ट। तो सब्स्टिट्यूशन ऐसे होगा, ओके। सो दैट पर्टिकुलर रिएक्शंस आर ऑकर इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ डार्क कंडीशंस। सो फ्री रेडिकल रिएक्शन मैकेनिज्म is presence in presence of light. Now see the mechanism of electrophilic substitution reaction. हम mechanism देखेंगे। सी यहाँ पे देखो 3 स्टेप्स है। पहली स्टेप में जो लुबिक एसिड है AlCl3 यूज करते हैं या FeBr3 यूज करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे Br2 एग्जाम्पल है तो हमने FeBr3 यूज किया है। तो 1 Br attacks on this Lewis acid and there is a formation of bonding like this. So Br carries partial negative charge and this Br carries partial positive charge. Now see what happened. Now this Br becomes positive and this Br becomes, or this Br shows partial positive charge, not totally positive charge. So now this is partial positive on this partial positive Br, this benzene, because the benzene ring shows nucleophilic nature. So this is very important. 11th स्टैंडर्ड में हमने पढ़ा है और हमें मालूम है, लर्न अबाउट दैट द बेंजीन इज ऑलवेज न्यूक्लियोफिलिक इन नेचर। व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ देयर इज अ इलेक्ट्रॉन क्लाउडिंग। तो बेंजीन रिंग के सराउंडिंग में इलेक्ट्रॉन क्राउडिंग होती है। इलेक्ट्रॉन, बिकॉज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन क्राउडिंग दिस बेंजीन इज न्यूक्लियोफिलिक इन नेचर। तो ये बेंजीन न्यूक्लियोफिलिक इन नेचर है, and that particular, because of the nucleophilic nature, this benzene, one of the pi bond of benzene attacks on this bromine and we get the carbonium intermediate here. This is just the mechanism. And FeBr4, this is the another byproduct. Now third process or third step, that is deprotonation. तो जो कार्बोनियम इंटरमीडिएट फॉर्म हुआ है, जहाँ पे ब्रोमीन अटैच हो रहा है, एक तो यहाँ से ये पाई बॉन्ड इस ब्रोमीन पे अटैक कर रहा है, तो एक तो इस कार्बन पे Br अटैच होगा या इस कार्बन पे Br अटैच होगा। तो Br यहाँ पे अटैच हुआ है, सो ब्रोमीन एटम अटैचेस टू दिस पर्टिकुलर कार्बन। सो यहाँ का हाइड्रोजन क्या करना पड़ेगा? रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा। सो दिस हाइड्रोजन इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय ब्रोमीन। सो सी हियर FeBr4. So this Br now takes this H plus ions, and there is a formation of HBr also, FeBr3 also utilized. तो जो हम catalyst use कर रहे हैं वो फिर से हमें मिल जाएगा FeBr3 and we get our product, that is bromobenzene. So this is the mechanism of इलेक्ट्रोफिलिक मैकेनिज्म ऑफ ब्रोमिनेशन ऑफ बेंजीन। तो कैसे ब्रोमिनेशन हुआ है वो हमने देखा है कि पहली स्टेप होती है हम लुइस एसिड को कैसे एक्टिवेट करते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्टेप में होता है कि न्यूक्लियोफाइल मतलब जो हमारा बेंजीन है वो कैसे अटैक करता है इलेक्ट्रोफाइल पे। एंड लास्ट स्टेप दैट इज डीप्रोटोनेशन मतलब कि जहाँ पे हम अटैच कर रहे हैं इलेक्ट्रोफाइल वहाँ का हाइड्रोजन कैसे रिप्लेस होता है वो डीप्रोटोनेशन हम करते हैं। सो इन दिस वे द इलेक्ट्रोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शंस आर डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 स्टेप्स। तो ये 3 स्टेप्स मैकेनिज्म उसमें होता है, ये हमने देख लिया। Now already we know the electrophilic substitution reactions like Fidelgap reactions, sulfonation, nitration, and these electrophilic substitution reactions depends on activating and deactivating group. Already we look in 11th standard also. तो हमें आगे जाके वो देखना ही है reactions में. Now see the example of electrophilic substitution reaction with activating group. So this CH3 group is activating group. एक्टिवेटिंग ग्रुप होता है तो ऑर्थो एंड पैरा पे ही रिएक्शंस होती है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ऑर्थो एंड पैरा ग्रुप्स आर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव ग्रुप्स. तो सब्स्टिट्यूशन पर्टिकुलरली occurs at ortho and para positions. When toluene reacts with Br2 in presence of EpBr3, it gives para-bromotoluene. Okay, it gives para-bromotoluene प्लस ऑर्थो आइसोमर. ऑर्थो आइसोमर मैंने यहाँ पे दिया नहीं है. I give the para-bromotoluene, that is para isomer given here. So this is the major product here when bromobenzene reacts with CH3Cl in presence of AlCl3. So this is Fidelcraft reaction. Here alkyl group is introduced at the para position. So this is the Fidelcraft reaction and this is the bromination reaction. So see, अगर हम यहाँ से जाएंगे toluene reacts to Br2, so this is bromination reaction. Already we look the mechanism, so we get the ortho and para isomer, but यहाँ पे मैंने सिर्फ para isomer लिया है, that is major product. ये major product है हमारा because there is no steric crowding or there is no steric hindrance, so this is the major product. और यहाँ पे देखो ब्रोमोबेंजीन है, this is also activating group, ये भी activating group है. so हमें para position पे CH3 group attach होगा, तो para position पे CH3 group attach हुआ है and this is Fidelcraft अल्काइलेशन रिएक्शन. तो ये हम रिएक्शंस में देखने ही वाले हैं हैलोजेंस के रिएक्शंस में. यहाँ पे सिर्फ हमने एक एग्जांपल देखा है. So see the methods of preparation of halogens. In that methods of preparation of halogens, there is a Sandberg reaction is also. In that particular Sandberg reaction, the aniline, that is the our main reactant, which is used in the Sandberg reaction. It is also one of the best preparation method for the halogens. But the starting material is very important, that is aniline. Aniline means benzene ring को NH2 group attach होता है, उसे aniline कहते हैं. और ये Sandberg reaction 2 स्टेप में होता है. पहला स्टेप में benzene diazonium salt create होता है या form होता है, and in the second step benzene diazonium salt reacts with particular cuprous halide and it gives particular product. If there is a cuprous chloride, means see here there is a Cu2x2, means if Cl2 is there, means cuprous chloride is there, then our product is chlorobenzene, and if cuprous bromide is there, then our product is bromobenzene. So there are various applications of Sandberg reaction. Now see, first of all, our reactant, that is aniline. This is the main reactant required for this particular reaction. Well, aniline reacts with diazonium salt, NaNO2 and HX. This is diazonium salt and it forms nitrous acid also. मतलब ये NaNO2 और HX react हुआ तो nitrous acid form होता है, and nitrous acid आप react करो aniline के साथ और NaNO2 HX react हुआ, doesn't matter, it forms first benzene diazonium salt. This is our first step, and further benzene diazonium salt reacts with Cu2x2, that is cuprous halide, so it gives aryl halide, because we are going to look the preparation of haloarenes. So we are interested for aryl halide. But further there are another applications also will look in the next point. Now see here there is a formation of aryl halide. If there is Cu2 Cl2, then there is a formation of aryl chloride means chlorobenzene. If there is cuprous bromide, that is Cu2Br2, then here we get bromobenzene. See the various applications. So particular Sandberg reaction is very important, which is also a preparation which is used for the preparation of haloarenes or aryl halides. So first reactant, that is important one, aniline. For this particular reaction, aniline is important, then diazonium salt. And first of all, in the first step we get the benzene diazonium salt, and it further reacts with cuprous halide, it gives haloarenes. So this is very important. Now see the various applications. Further, benzene diazonium salt reacts with various reactant and gives various products. So this is very important application of Steinberg reaction. See what happened when benzene diazonium salt react with CuCl2, CuCl, that is also called as cuprous chloride. आप इसे CuCl भी लिख सकते हो या Cu2Cl2 भी लिख सकते हो. So both are show similar word, both are similar. That is cuprous chloride. When cuprous chloride reacts with benzene diazonium salt, it gives chlorobenzene. When benzene diazonium salt reacts with CuCN, it gives cyanobenzene. That is, now this N2Cl is replaced by Cn. Okay. Now see, when benzene diazonium salt reacts with CuBr or Cu2Br2, that is cuprous chloride, it gives bromobenzene. Next, HbF4 and heat. When benzene diazonium salt reacts with HbF4 and heat, it gives fluorobenzene. When benzene diazonium salt react with H3PO2, that is hypophosphorus acid, so it gives benzene. And when benzene diazonium salt react with H3O and heat, hydronium ion and heat, it gives phenol, that is N2Cl group is replaced by OH group. So N2Cl रिप्लेस होगा और उसकी जगह OH लेगा और हमें क्या मिलेगा, फिनॉल मिलेगा. And next one, when benzene diazonium salt reacts with Ki, potassium iodide, we get the iodobenzene. So these are the various applications of benzene diazonium salts or particularly Sandberg reaction. So we get the various products. This is very important part of this particular topic. So we look the in this topic reactions, methods of preparations of haloalkanes and methods of preparation of haloarenes. Now see, I give the one surprise to all of you. So for the linking purpose, I will give the previous lectures, that is for our previous lecture, that is nomenclature of haloalkanes and the environmental aspects of haloalkane and haloarenes, that is previous lectures link provide in my description box. So below my lecture or below my this video, there is a in description box, check it the previous lectures link. So you definitely benefit that, and please like, share and subscribe particular video or this particular lecture. Thank you so much.